Disclaimer: this story is a work of fiction created purely for entertainment purposes. The storyline, dialogues, characters, narration, and voiceover are entirely original and do not depict real life events or personalities. Any resemblance to actual persons, living or dead, or real life events is purely coincidental. All images used in this story are sourced from publicly available platforms such as Google and Pinterest. Full credit goes to the respective owners and creators. Please watch or read the full story before forming opinions and commenting. Maintain a respectful environment. Unauthorized reproduction, copying, or redistribution of the storyline, characters, narration, or voiceover on any platform is strictly prohibited. Enjoy the story respectfully and remember, it's purely fictional. The fire had died, but the ashes is left behind were still burning. Two brothers stood on the edge of a truth they weren't ready to face. One still waiting, clinging to a hope that refused to die, and the other breaking apart piece by piece under a loss he couldn't accept. They were told their hang was gone, burned, reduced to nothing, erased as if he never existed. But some endings are too silent to be real because the men they called cruel, heartless, merciless was the same man who stood between them and the darkness they never saw coming. The question was never, why did he die? The real question is, did he ever die at all? And if he didn't, then where is he? And what is he hiding? Because this time the story isn't about punishment, it's about secrets. Dark ones, dangerous ones, and the kind that can destroy everything if they ever come to light. Because sometimes the biggest lies are the ones you believe with your own eyes. Cook, kneeling on the ground, holding his result sheet tightly. Chiminhang, you wanted me to carry forward our family's legacy? I chose business as my major, just like you wanted. Today, I got my first semester results. I scored a 4.4 GPA. I'm sorry, because of English, I couldn't get a perfect score, but I promise I will try harder next time. I will get a perfect GPA in the next semester. Are you still mad at me? Won't you talk to me? Did I disappointed you again? I'm really sorry, Yang. I tried my best, but it still wasn't enough. T, walking in, hiding something behind his back. Cookie, so you are here? Do you have any idea how worried I was? I have been looking for you everywhere. Today is your result day. Mom and Dad have been calling you non-stop. They are so excited to know your result. But you didn't pick up even once. T looked around the garden. 3 years had passed. The place once feared as the punishment house had transformed into a breathtaking field of flowers, every flower planted by their own hands, every corner carrying a memory of him. Jimin had been gone for 3 years. No body was ever found, no final goodbye was ever given. So instead, they turned this place into his memory. Their parents tried countless times to take them abroad, but they refused because this wasn't just a house, this garden was the only place where they still felt their Hang's presence. Everything had changed in these 3 years. T left his professor job and took over the family business which Jimin left behind. Cook chose business studies, walking the path Jimin once set for him. But one thing never changed was their love and respect for their Hang. Despite everything, they still waited for him, believing one day he would come back. Cook suddenly stood up and ran towards Tea. Cook, Didi Hangi, I wanted to show my result Jimin Hang first. You always waited for my result now. I'm sorry, I couldn't score a perfect GPA. T gently patted his head. It's okay. Why are you overthinking so much? You worked hard, that's matter the most. Marks aren't anything. Brought the box forward and handed it to him. Here, this is your gift. Cook, hesitating, stepping back slightly. Don't you want to check my result first? When I couldn't even score perfectly, how can I accept this gift? T, placing his hand on Cook's shoulder, assuring him, listen, Cookie, I know how hard you studied for your exams. If the result didn't turn out exactly as expected, it's not your fault. And I know even if it's not perfect, it won't be less than an A plus. Now tell me, what's your score? Cook, looking down, only 4.4 GPA. Teen, eyes widening in shock. Only? Did you just say only? Cookie, 4.5 is the perfect score. You missed it by just a little. There is nothing to be upset about. Do you even know? My GPA was just 4.0. Cook, still hesitant, but Jimin Hyang won't be happy. T, smiling softly. Who told you that? He is very happy, more than you think. Cook looked at him with his big, uncertain eyes searching for truth. He wouldn't. T, lightly chuckling, trying to ease him. What happened? You don't believe me? Fine, I will prove it to you. He gently held Cook's wrist and pulled him towards the flower field, both of them kneeling down among the flowers. T, placing the box in front of him. Open it. Do you know? I got this custom made just for you. Cook opened his gift box. Wow, guitar? T, look closely. There is a surprise for you. Cook carefully unwrapped the gift box. Inside was a beautiful guitar with a feather infinity sign engraved on it, along with a message. His eyes shone with happiness, but his heart trembled with fear. At the same time, he looked at T with a confused expression. T, what happened? Didn't you like it? Cook, no, it's so beautiful, but. T, but what? Cook, but Jimin Hyang didn't like it. T, he was never against your singing. He was against of your destruction. And I love your singing. Look closely at what's written here. Cook, be happy for this moment. Hyangs are always with you. T, yes, Hyangs are always with you. Look, this feather is you, simple line is me, and this butterfly is Jimin Hyang. You still have your both the Hyangs. Forget worrying about the future. Enjoy this moment. Cookie started playing the guitar and began singing. His voice was extremely melodious. He was singing straight from his heart. T sat there hugging his knees. His eyes were closed as he enjoyed the music. Soon a slow wind started blowing, making all the flowers sway. A butterfly landed on his hand. T opened his eyes, looked at the butterfly, and smiled softly. T, in his mind, Hyang, I know you aren't gone anywhere. You are still here with us. You must also really like Cook's music. Your absence can never be filled, but I'm trying to fulfill your responsibilities. I don't even know if I will succeed or not, but I'm giving my best. Sorry, Hyang. You wanted Cook to focus only on his studies, but I want him to continue his hobbies along with his studies. Cook will never suppress his wishes. I will let him be everything he wants, but I promise you he will never walk on the wrong path. Looked at Cook's glowing face. This smile on his face will never leave him. Time skipped in the evening. To celebrate Cook's result, Mr. and Mrs. Park, who had come from abroad, invited T. Cook for dinner at a grand hotel. Mr. and Mrs. Park were extremely happy. Mr. Park, Cookie, here is your gift, handed him a file. Cook, taking the file, what's this? Mr. Park, open it and see. Cook opened the file and got shocked. T. Cook bungalow? T snatched the file and checked it. Mom, Dad, what's this? Mr. Park, a new house for both of you. We tried a lot to take you both abroad with us, but since you didn't agree, we got this bungalow built here for you. Mrs. Park, and the surprises don't end here. Give another form to Cook. The bungalow is from your dad's side, and this gift is from me. Cook, shocked, reading the papers. ABC University Business Management course transfer form? Mrs. Park, it's the best university for business management in the world. I have already spoken to them and they said it would be their honor to have a student like you. Everything is arranged. You just need to sign and go study there. Cook was completely shocked. He didn't know what to say. His parents looked very happy. Before he could respond, T snatched the paper from their hand and tore them into small pieces, placing them on the table. Mrs. Park, Tyang, what did you do? T. Trash belongs only in the dustbin, and that's where this will go. Mr. Park, Tyang, do you even realize what you have done? We worked so hard to arrange this. T. Standing up. Who asked you to arrange this? We already talked about this. Cookie isn't going anywhere. He will stay with me and complete his studies here. Mrs. Park, have you gone mad? Cook isn't a child anymore. He can't stay with you forever. You should also settle down and get married. How long will you keep him like a little child? He will get better opportunities abroad too. Let him live his life. T. He is living his life perfectly fine and he will always stay with me. I will marry when I want to. Right now, I have no thought about it. You wanted your business handled? I'm doing that. Cookie is studying business management. That should be enough. You don't need to worry about us anymore. Your business won't sink because of us. Mr. Park, Taeyang, don't forget he's your brother. You can't make decision about his life. T. He isn't just my brother, he's my child. I have every right to decide for him because he can't decide for himself. And you both should stop forcing your decision on him. He will do what is right for him. Mrs. Park, T. What has happened to you? You are refusing to come abroad, refusing to shift house, and now stopping cooking from going abroad too. Why? What do you even want? T. We don't need to go abroad. We don't need a new house. Our old home is precious to us because Hyang is there. Cook doesn't need to study abroad. He's studying well here. We just want you to stop interfering in our lives. Stop emotionally blackmailing Cookie. Let us live our life our own way. You will get your result. You already are. I don't think you need anything more from us. Mrs. Park, T. What are you saying? We are your parents. T. Jiminy Hang is alive. We refuse to move on without him. His place isn't empty. I'm handling his responsibilities. No one can replace him. Grabbed Cookie's hand. Let's go, Cookie. He didn't even let Cook properly say goodbye to their parents. He walked him out. Mr. and Mrs. Park looked at them with hurtful eyes. Mrs. Park was furious to see T's behavior. Mrs. Park, breaking down, throwing food on the table. Ah, Jimin, I'm tired of hearing his name again and again. He did so much wrong to our children, torment them so much, yet even today they only want to stay with him, not with us. What kind of a spell did he cast on them? Even after dying, why is he still not leaving us? Mr. Park, hugging her, calm down. I also don't understand why they are so attached to Jimin. He never listened to us and now he is making Cook like him. Mrs. Park, I want my son. I don't want excuses. Cook will do what we decide, not what T thinks is right. Jimin has taken both our sons away from us by turning T rebellious. Mr. Park, don't worry. That won't happen. Cook will come soon back to us and T will realize his mistake. I promise to you. Time skipped after a few days. A few days passed. Cook was on vacation, so T took him on a business trip. On the return journey, their flight had to make an emergency landing due to technical issues. Because of this, they got stuck in a small town near a peaceful village surrounded by nature. They didn't have their luggage. Both of them went out to explore the beautiful surroundings. Soon they found a small cafe. Cook was very hungry, so they went inside. Tea. Excuse me, can we get something to eat? Cafe owner. You are late. The cafe is already closed. Sorry. Tea. Oh, can't we get anything at all? My younger brother is hungry. Cafe owner looked at Cook, who was looking innocently at the interior with his big two eyes. Sorry, everything is finished. I was about to close when you arrived. Are you tourists? I have never seen you here before. T. Hello, I'm Park Tyang. He's my brother, Park Jongkook. Our flight had an emergency landing due to technical issues. We don't know this place and we don't even have our luggage. Can you tell us if there is any place to eat or stay nearby? Cafe owner, hello, I'm Min Yungi. There is no hotel or stay house here. There is a small village away from city noise. It's evening and everyone has closed shop. Snow is about to fall, so you should leave as soon as possible. Tea. Oh, thank you. Can you show us the way out? Yungi. Yes, come with me. Tea. Thank you so much. Just then they heard a voice. A boy came running with a small lamb in his arms. Boy, Yuan, look, I found this naughty lamb. He went to the other side. Can we drop him at Uncle Jack's house? He is so scared to go there alone. His voice was beautiful and he had shoulder length hair. He looked extremely charming, smiling brightly while holding the lamp. As he come closer, Tico froze because his face looked exactly like Tico. Shocked, Hyang rushed and hugged him tightly. Jimin Hyang, you are alive? We know nothing happened to you. You can't go leaving us behind. Boy, Jimin? Who Jimin? And who are you both? Let me go. You are crushing me. Struggled to free himself and looked at Yunki. Yun, you idiot! Help me before they turn me into paper. Yunki pushed them apart. What are you doing? Let him go. Cook. Jimin Hyang. Boy, who Jimin? My name is Minnie, not Jimin. Tea. Hyang, what are you saying? Don't you recognize us? We are your younger brother. Are you angry with us? Minnie. Brothers? I'm meeting you both for the first time. I don't have any brother. Looked at Yungi. Yun, say something. Yungi. They are fine. Probably a mistake. This is Minnie, not your brother Jimin. He was lived here since childhood. He has never even left this village. Tea. But he looks exactly like our young Park Jimin. Yungi. No, he is my childhood best friend Minnie. You should leave soon. I will drop you to the city. Minnie. But the road are blocked. Snow has started falling. Yungi. Oh no, they are stuck here without luggage. Minnie. Can't we let them stay with us? They are strangers here. Yungi. Our house is very small. They look rich. How will they adjust? Tea. We will manage. Please help us. We can pay you too. Yungi. Fine, come with us. We must leave before the snow gets worse. With that, Cook followed them. Cook's eyes stayed fixed on Minnie. He looked like Jimin, but everything about him, his expression, his walk, his voice, was completely opposite. Jimin had always been strict, angry, cold, but Minnie was soft, bright, and childlike. He kept smiling, playing with the lamp, jumping around happily, and T kept watching him carefully. Time skipped at midnight. Yungi prepared food for everyone and Minnie served it to Tea Cook. He just wouldn't stop talking, chanting endlessly while Tea Cook sat. They are completely stunned because their hang was never this talkative. Later, everyone fell asleep. Outside, snow was falling softly. Cook quietly woke Yungi up and dragged him outside. He picked up a chunk of ice, stuck it against a piece of wood to sharpen the edge. then pressed it against Jungi's neck. Cook, tell us the truth. Who are you? Jungi, struggling. What's wrong with you? Let me go. You will hurt me. Cook, pressing the eyes closer to his throat. What did you do to my Hyang? How did he change so much? Jungi, are you out of your mind? He isn't your Hyang. He is my best friend, Minnie. They just look alike. T came there searching for Cookie. Cookie ran towards them. OMG, what are you doing? Jungi, Hyang, control your brother. Look at what he is doing. T grabbing Cook's hand. Cookie, what are you doing? Cook, without looking at him. Titi Hangi, Minnie is at Jimin Hyang. This man has definitely done something to him. That's why he forgot us. And is behaving like this? T shocked. What? How do you know? Cook, there is this exact same mark on Minnie's right hand. The same burn scar Jimin Hyang got when he saved us from fire in childhood. This man is lying to us. T expression darkened and grabbed Yoongi's collar, choking him. Tell us the truth before we kill you. What did you do to our Hyang? Yoongi, I didn't do anything, trust me. Cook, he won't open his mouth like this. I will bring Jimin Hyang. If he has forgotten us, I will remind him of everything. I will bring his memory back. Turn to live. Yoongi panicked. No, don't go to him. I'm telling you the truth. T released him. Yoongi fell on the ground, coughing hard. Spitted. Yoongi, breathing heavily. Yes, it's true. Minnie's Mafia King Park Jimin Yor Hyang. Teacock froze. Tears filled their eyes. For 3 years, they had waited for their Hyang, and now he was finally in front of him, yet completely different. Cook, voice trembling. What happened to Jimin Hyang? Why doesn't he recognize us? How did he change so much? Who are you? We were told he died in a warehouse fire. So how did he end up with you? Yoongi, it's true. He was trapped in that warehouse fire, but before a metal beam could fall on him, I pulled him out. I was a member of his mafia gang. Once he saved my life, I somehow took him to the hospital. His condition was critical. He had a severe head injury because of which he lost his past memories. The doctor said that if we tried to bring back his memories, the pressure could kill him. Everyone believes Mafia King died in that accident. I took advantage of that and brought him here with me. It took him 2.5 years to recover. Only recently has he fully healed. If you try to remind him of his painful past again, he might lose his life. Cook, angry. What do you mean by painful past? What do you know about him that we don't? Yoongi, I don't know anything. T, coldly. You know more than you are saying. We have every right to know the truth about our Hyang. Tell us, was that accident real or was it a conspiracy? Yoongi, hesitant. I don't know. But I saw something strange many times. Jimin used to go into a room, and when he came out, his entire expression would change. His face would turn dark, like he was being forced to do something. Once I followed him, tried to find out the truth, but inside that room there was no one else, only a large screen. T. Who was that person? Yungi. I don't know, but if that person finds out Jimin is alive, they might try to kill him again. That accident might have been the part of a bigger plan. Cook, shaken. Who would try to kill Hyang? T. He was a mafia king. He must have many enemies. How would we find out the truth? Yungi. Enemies aren't always outside. Sometimes they are within. I don't know who is his enemy was. I only know one thing, his life is still in danger, and I won't let you bring back his past. If you want the truth, you will have to find it yourself. A truth had finally been spoken, but it didn't bring peace, it only deepened the silence. The brother they had mourned for 3 years was alive, breathing, smiling, laughing, yet he wasn't their young anymore. The warmth of reunion was replaced by the fear of losing him again, not to death this time, but to a truth too painful to remember. Now they stood at a crossroads where nothing was certain anymore. What was a truth and what was a lie? Should they believe the stranger who claimed he saved their young, or trust what their instincts were screaming at them? And more importantly, how were they supposed to find the truth when the only person who held it could no longer remember a single part of it? How would they protect him when he had once already risked his life just to save them? It was no longer a simple search, because sometimes beyond what they could see, a shadow was still moving, watching, waiting, and this time finding the truth might cost them everything. To be continued. Author's note. That's it for today. I hope you all liked it. I know some of you are thinking, how long is this story going to be? How many parts are left? Don't worry, it's not a long series. I will try to end it in the next part. If not, then the one after that will definitely be the final one. Sometimes truth is not as simple as we think. It's far more complex than any science formula. T. Cook stood at the crossroads, unsure of what was true and what was a lie. They didn't even know if Minnie was truly their Hang or just a duplicate of him. Should they trust a stranger? And if there really was a conspiracy, then who was the mastermind behind it all? Too many questions, no clue. Will they be able to uncover the truth? We will see in next part. I hope you all enjoyed it. We will meet soon with next part. Till then, take care of yourself. Love you all. If you like this story, then please do like, subscribe, share, and comment. I assure you that you will never gonna regret on your decision. Thanks for watching.